Today is Saturday, March 25th, 2017. Welcome to the Survivor Fans Podcast. I'm Joanne.
And I'm Stacy.
And this is the listener feedback show for episode 3 of Survivor Game Changer.
Or week 3.
Yeah, whatever.
If you go by the guide, it's episode 4. Technically, the first one was 1 and 2 together, so we're calling them 1, 2, 3. Already. Yeah, no, I'm thinking someone new might join and be confused by what we're saying, so I feel compelled to explain it.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that all season, though, so you have a good point.
Yeah, I flip back and forth with it, but...
Well, we're really here to talk about that dastardly mastermind, JT, and how he was able to crush Malcolm's third-time dream.
That's what we're here to talk
Survivor,
about.
Well, with other super fans,
No.
And, get their reaction to this incredible move that JT was able to pull off at Tribal Council. And just, being able to play both sides against each other to this masterful effect. And I'm looking forward to hearing what people thought, though I know some of them are going to be a little upset because Malcolm, the golden boy, he got the boot this time.
You really think JT was at all even a little bit in control?
Well, we'll talk about it, and we'll get other people's perspectives as we go through the listener feedback show, and we'll see the sum total of the grand effect of what he was able to accomplish as we recap it in the listener feedback show, get other super fans' thoughts on it from that perspective. And you'll hear the pain that he was able to inflict on the masses.
Why are you being such a drama queen?
I'm not being a drama queen. You're like way off target.
You're right.
There's no drama here other than the drama that JT was able to invoke and cast at that tribal council for all that to come together.
Okay, go ahead.
Let's get started.
Pete had to say.
There we go. Pete will get us going.
Hey, Joanne and Stacy. This is Pete from Boston. Oh, my God. I'm just going to say, whoa! 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 Baby, what a doozy, woozy, phenomenal episode. I am speechless. Let's just get into it. I mean, I'm not going to say they go with that green team that keeps winning, just that I'm glad Troy's in is safe, and just Ozzy's just an animal out there with the fish. No one can top Aussie. That's all I'm saying about that team. But wow, what a twist by Probst and the producers. Man, by far, I never would have seen that coming. I think they should do that more often, having both teams go to tribal after they both lose, instead of sending them separately like in the past. Wow, that was just insane. You had all the twists and turns, and I really feel bad for Malcolm. I thought Malcolm was in a solid position there with Sandra, although I'm not digging Sandra. Sandra's getting way too cocky and overconfident. I wish she was the one that got blindsided, and I blame it on, I don't know what you guys think, Joanne and Stacey, partially Sandra, but partially I think JT blew it. I mean, okay, he went up to Culpepper to maybe try to trick him to say that he was safe, but again, he should never have told him that they were going to vote Sierra out, because see, that just made it so much easier for them to play Ty's idol to find, which you got to give him props, guys. The circle of life rose on Ty, Mufasa shining high on Ty, or there he blows from Moby Dick, the bird, or in this case, the idol rises for Ty. That was just epic there. And I got to say, good read on their part. I think even Sierra could tell they were flipping their vote too. But I like the way Culpepper's playing, and Haley was very interesting there too. In that huddle there with her old team. She tried to warn them, saying, I think you guys are going to regret it, right before she voted. And man, she was right. They should have listened. They got way overconfident, it seemed. And I don't know if there was anything Aubrey said in that either. But I mean, I know Michaela's going to be pissed about it, and we already know Sandra is. But wow, I've never seen that, like a group huddle at Tribal, and you could see Probst loved it. I mean, my God, I'm still in shock that this happened. I really am. So what do you think, guys? Is it going to be JT if that team loses again? And it looks like Debbie, seeing her run wild, it looks like for next episode, she's reminding me of a Sue Hawk. Remember her explosion? Not Borneo, but remember the All-Star season? Yeah. That's reminding me of Debbie going crazy on her tribe mates there. So it's going to be very interesting, guys. What do you think, guys, of this? I think they should bring back this twist in the future. This was just nuts, guys. Take care. Woo!
I like you got in your head voice on the front end. Woohoo there, Pete. I enjoyed that. What do you think? You want to see this twist again like Pete?
Not very often, no.
Oh, I'm with Pete. Let's see it. Let's have it again. Once people get a handle on it, they see what JT was able to accomplish. Now,
not unless they're going to show me the whole dang tribal council.
You want all 4 hours?
On an extra CD or something. Put it out
CD.
there so you can watch it. What?
I guess you can technically watch some of the old video formats. They did release them on CD.
I still tape everything.
You tape it on your TiVo.
Record, yeah.
All right.
Hey, I'm old. What can I say?
So Pete had a slightly different view on JT as the mastermind. He was crediting it to Culpepper, and maybe a little bit to Sierra, but really it's JT gave that to Culpepper. Culpepper worked with it, and he gave it to Sierra. So, yeah, I'm just really looking forward to seeing how JT's able to manage that tribe when he gets back. And no, Pete, I don't think JT's going. Now you've seen him assert the first level of his power. So, I think Sandra's on just a short fuse. That's what we're looking forward to here. What else you got? Anything else from Pete's feedback?
No, but I actually do think that after tribal camp, it's like, oh, JT, you are history, dude. You are so out of there. They're so ticked at you, everyone. But here's the thought: 3 days later, if they lose again, I could easily see Michaela, JT, and Aubrey
and Varner.
Oh, no, we need strength. I don't know about Varner, whether he would probably go along if he saw that's the way it was going.
Oh, yeah, he's like water. He's the Bruce Lee, he's like water.
But they only need those three to take Sandra out. Because she's the weakest one on the tribe, I could see Michaela going along with it. And because Malcolm told us Aubrey and Sandra kind of butt heads.
Yep. And there was an extra video where Aubrey said that she's not getting along. And Sandra threw that vote for Aubrey in the beginning, right? Or not in the very beginning, right? It was when Tony went out, the second tribal council. Sandra made sure to throw a vote Aubrey's way. So there's definitely some bad blood there.
I could see, even though I don't think they would really trust JT, they might decide to keep him around to try to get them to whatever.
He saw this. He had already planned this move.
Oh, shut up.
Yeah, that's really how it's all playing out.
You know, I can read you by the tone in your voice that you're just full of bull.
No, you're misleading these poor folks that we're talking to here, sharing this wonderful experience with.
Right.
Next up, we got an email from Sarah from Jamool. Sarah says, "Hi, Joanne and Stacy. I can't believe I forgot to mention where I'm from when I submitted feedback last time. I live about 30 minutes east of San Diego in a slightly rural area called Jamool, Jamul. On JSFL, I am Sarah Amazing." Ooh, I like that. Good choice. So I guess for the sake of listener feedback names, that makes me Sarah from Jamool. Before this week's episode began, I felt like I had some idea of where things would end up. Boy, was I wrong. You and me both, sister. This one had me on the edge of my seat, literally yelling, "Oh my gosh," at the TV, and having a love-hate feeling about the end of Tribal Council. Some quick-fire thoughts from this week's episode. Right off the bat, now I'm rethinking my choice for Haley as the vote-off tonight. Is it going to be Ty? Let's all take a moment to recognize Zeke's awesome pink knee-high socks. Oh, I didn't see that. I can't always see that color.
You can't see the color. I told you they were pink.
Oh, okay. You probably did, and I missed it.
Yeah, that's not really your thing, I guess.
True story. I'm not very adept at balance and can't throw all that well, but I'd find a way to make it happen for coffee as a reward. I love coffee. We're quite fond of it, too, aren't we?
Sometimes.
Boy, you've been drinking your share of it.
I have lately, because I read it was good for what was ailing me.
Sandra, I'm glad Malcolm and JT are planning to overthrow her annoying majesty. I just hope it doesn't blow up in their faces. Some challenges, especially the blindfold ones, remind me that I would never do well on Survivor. Fun to watch, though. I can hear Benny Hill playing in my head during this one. Ty and Debbie out there holding hands, looking like they're on the weirdest blind date. Get it? Blind date? I still need hobbies. Sandra's cockiness at Tribal is frustrating. It seems like anytime someone gets that overly sure of themselves, they're next to be voted out. I wonder what we aren't being shown that allows her to get a pass with that attitude. Maybe her social game isn't good TV? Speaking of what we aren't being shown, I'm nervous about not seeing much yet from my USB Aubrey. Remember during her season when Joe was just in the background until the episode he left? Haley might be underestimated. A few words from her after Culpepper's jab about public enemy number 1, and both tribes are scrambling. Whisper City! Everyone looks like they're kissing. Maybe the weirdest game of telephone I've ever seen. Blindside, OMG Malcolm. I didn't see that coming. I'll bet Sandra takes credit for this somehow, too. Yeah, she probably would. Once again, next week's preview has me confused. That's it for me. I'm excited to hear what everyone else has to say. Thanks to you both for your awesome podcast every week, and thanks to you, Sarah from Jamool. Next up, we got a call from Shea.
Hi, Joanne. Hi, Stacy. This is Shea. Jeez, man. Whew. I had so many little thoughts that I thought I would bring up about just the whole progression of the show this week, and then Tribal Council happened, and anything before that's just like a blur at this point. Never seen anything like that before, and I've watched every season. I'm almost speechless. That doesn't happen to me. Ask anybody that knows me. I am a little confused, though. I feel like, and I'm not sure if I'm correct, but I feel like JT was hoping the other group would vote for Sandra, and was being told they would if he'd vote that way, too. I mean, he did tell Brad, vote Sandra, and I'll switch. And I mean, isn't that what happened? I mean, didn't Brad just completely screw over JT and leave him hanging out to dry on his team by himself? I mean, is that not what just happened? I don't even know. I think that's what happened. But anyway, since I don't know, I'm just going to back up and go back to last week because I forgot to call. Literally just forgot to call. And I only got one thing to say about that episode. I just thought Ty really, really doesn't know how to play this game, because when Brad Culpepper asked him, so are you playing this game for yourself? Or are you playing this game for Caleb? Ty said, I'm playing it for myself. Well, of course you're playing it for yourself. And if you're playing it for yourself, do you really think Brad Culpepper gives two rats about your end game? No, he doesn't. Anything he's trying to talk you into right now surely must be selfishly motivated. I can't believe you let him talk you into getting rid of numbers. I mean, him, Caleb, and Debbie, I don't even know how Ty let Brad do. I mean, good on Brad. I mean, that's his job. That's what he's supposed to do if he's trying to win the game. Ty doesn't belong out there. He's just such a sweet guy. I love watching him. Good on him for finding the idol tonight. He's a little fighter, but as far as chess moves, he doesn't have any. He's not thinking about it. It's literally, he goes with the last person that talked to him. I don't know. Again, as far as this most current episode, I might have to digest it, rewatch it, and call back. I don't know. I'm flabbergasted. Anyway, I can't wait to hear what everybody else has to say about it, because I don't even know where to start. You know what? I probably should have waited to call until I knew where to start, right? That would make way more sense. Anyway, cannot wait to hear what you guys have to say about it tomorrow. So have a good night, and talk to you later. Bye.
Yeah, she's not alone. Several people are in shock after that episode.
I felt really out of sorts even all the next day, and I don't know, something just felt off. I wasn't even...
Yeah, you were more sad after doing the interview with Malcolm, I think, because you heard his pain in the call, right? You could still hear it there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I just felt sad for...
I'll just say, Shea, you're not...
all of them.
Not giving JT enough credit. JT's the one who put that bug in Culpepper's ear. Culpepper just executed to JT's master plan.
You're just trying to poke people, aren't you?
You'll realize that on your review, if you haven't already, like us. How many times have we watched the episode?
Oh, 3?
Yeah, 3. You probably got 4. I think you watched one.
I watched one that you didn't watch. Then we went back and watched the premiere.
Yes.
Again.
We got a whole bunch of shows on the TiVo, and we're watching Survivor.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
had all this stuff recorded. We're like... We haven't watched our shows for 2 weeks now.
Just watching Survivor. Excellent. Thanks, Shea. Next up, we got an email from Aaron in Busan, South Korea.
I thought this time I would write an email since I'm still in Korea, and I would like to make sure that my words are 100% clear and concise. Quick side note, Korea has been awesome, but that chapter is coming to a close, and I get to return to America. Yay! I might even want to try and attend the Survivor reunion this time. Last time I was there was the last time Malcolm played Survivor on Karamoan, and I was only 17 and unable to get into the bar, so Joanne and Stacy had to bring people outside to me. Maybe at 22 I can actually walk in the bars now.
You go.
On the episode, that was such a ride of emotions. I was literally silent for a long time afterwards. First, I just wanted to scream at JT, "What are you doing?" I don't think he did himself any favors with that tribal. The intentions were fine, the execution, not so much. And I really think he painted a larger target on his back, if it wasn't already. I really do think that JT and Sandra, even if they can't work together, should at least see that without one, the other is going to follow soon after. Second, I feel so bad for Malcolm. There's really little you can do in a situation like that. I have to hand it to Numana for playing masterfully as a unit. I really like Brad and Haley now. Who would have thought? Last, I have to talk about my USB Sandra. I had been trying to decide between her and Sierra. I settled on my favorite Sandra, and I've been on the edge of my seat ever since. Every episode, though, I kind of cringe inside because she's doing something right to stay a few more days. As for winning the game, that remains to be seen. I think for so long, she's had an air of, I know what I'm doing, I'm always right, and I think it's starting to blind her to everything happening around her. I fear for her longevity, so I hope this tribal was a wake-up call that not everything will go her way, and that if she backs off, the game will go so much more smoothly for her. I trust Sandra to recognize when to switch things up, hopefully. Thanks for everything that you do, and I'll type or call next week. All right. Thanks, Aaron.
Yeah.
We look forward to your getting back to the States.
Next up, we got a call from Parker.
Hey, it's Parker from Indiana. Wow. This episode was pretty good. Pretty good. What an epic tribal. I can't say anything about, what went on before then, because all I remember is the tribal, literally. If you ask me who won the challenge, I'm going to say the Green Tribe because I can't remember the name. And boom, gosh, I'm in shock right now. Oh, why? Man, why can't Tine not found an idol? Why do you have to find an idol? Oh my goodness, why? Why can't you just been dummy and given it to Brad and not Sierra Dawn Thomas so that Malcolm could stay? Or why did Varner have to lose that challenge? Oh my goodness, I'm so sad. My top 4 for people I wanted to win was Tony, gone first episode, Malcolm, gone now, Varner, still here, and Sarit. So hopefully one of them wins, and oh my god, wow, I'm blown away. I mean, oh my gosh, wow, I'm speechless. Why am I doing feedback now? I'm speechless. Like, oh my goodness. Oh yeah, I wanted to say a couple things about Brad. Last episode, it was kind of like I was down on him because I was sad that Caleb got voted out, but actually I quite enjoyed Brad's game last episode and this episode. He's improved tremendously, and I just wanted to say that to let all of you know that I don't think Brad hasn't improved at all, because he definitely has. He just keeps voting out people I like. So hopefully that stops, and hopefully next episode Debbie goes, because she's crazy. It's gone from funny to not to just annoying to completely crazy. So hopefully her time is cut short, and not another person that I'm a huge fan of goes home. Wow. Oh my goodness. Please. Is that going to become my thing now, saying please at the end of my feedback? Okay, well, I'm going to go cry myself to sleep. See you next week.
Oh no, it's probably Suri next.
Yeah,
or Varner.
Parker's track record. No, Varner's fine.
Of course, he's your USB.
Yeah. Well, he's playing a great game. Maybe not as good as JT. And, like Parker was highlighting, Brad is really the fishback to JT this season. And so you can see the damage they're able to do together. It's reminiscent of Tocantins. So, JT, if you were one of the many unfortunate folks that lost your USB because Malcolm's gone, JT's got to be looking pretty good about now. Next up, we've got an email.
That makes no sense.
Sure it does. He's on a streak to win. We've got an email from Tina in Virginia. Hello, Joanne and Stacy, longtime listener, third-time writer. The title of my comments is My Love-Hate Relationship with the Producers of Survivor. I love the producers. Over the years, as I watch less and less television, this is the only show that I continue to watch. I cut my cable years ago, but I order the show on Amazon every season so I can watch each episode over and over and over again throughout the week. I listen to 5 podcasts following each episode and plan my cleaning and driving chores around the podcast. One reason I love the producers is because they pick the best players for this season. By best, I mean entertaining. They are excellent in changing the game enough to keep me hooked, but still keeping the original idea. Over the years, they have been able to, for the most part, manipulate over 500 players to stay loyal to the show, not to badmouth the show or leak the show's secrets. That is an award-winning feat in itself. So where does my hate come from? I do think they manipulate the show a little too much. I know it is a show, and I should deal with it. I say this hesitantly because it is hard to criticize something you love. I think at times they selected the winner early on in the season and massaged the game for that outcome. Those were the times when my hate was at its peak. I think there was about a dozen times they stole the win from a player in order to go with the outcome they wanted. Why do I then keep coming back? Because the producers know how to keep me eager for the next season. Last season, after the win was stolen from David for an emotional family cancer-themed outcome, I should have walked away. But then the title of Game Changers just sounded too good. Which of my favorite players were coming back? I had no choice but to watch. No choice at all. So this season I'm back loving them again. The pains of past season injustices is long gone. I look forward to Sassy Sandra's comments. Will she go down in an epic episode? I look forward for the real Debbie coming out next week. Will she get her freak on? I am enjoying the new Brad and his new way of playing. Will Monica's counsel give him the win? I've not seen enough of Jeff Varner's personality. Did he upset the producers because Jeff Probst has been constantly dissing him and broke him down? Will he have a comeback? What more is in store for us this season? The producers have managed to keep host Jeff Probst for 34 seasons, and he is getting funnier and sexier every season. So after all the love and hate, all I can say is that my name is Tina, a Survivor addict. Hi, Tina. Good job, Tina. Next up, we got a call from BrandonA.
Wow. What the heck just happened? I'm still so excited and confused, and I can't even describe it. That was so amazing and fantastic, and every other hyperbolic positive word to describe great television. Oh my gosh, that was so good. Please don't be offended by what I'm about to say next. Please don't. But it's the only way I feel like I can describe how I was just watching that tribal council. I was up there like convulsing, like I was having a seizure, because that's just how I was moving around and flailing about, and there's no other way to describe it. Like, that's how I was watching that tribal council. I Oh my gosh, it was so riveting. It was so good. I have no clue what the heck happened. I don't know what JT messed up. I thought Sandra was going. I actually had Malcolm going in the actual survivor pool, but I almost don't even care about like having that extra vote off point. I mean, I do. So let's not get carried away and don't change the system or nothing, Stacey or Steve or, none of that stuff. But I'm just saying, like, the payoff of the episode was just so much better. I thought something crazy was going to happen. That's why I chose Malcolm as a vote off, just because I thought, what does it make sense to happen? And that's why I chose him, because to me, it wouldn't have made sense. And lo and behold, that crazy episode, oh my gosh, it was so good. I can't wait to next episode. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens next. Why is Debbie angry? What are we going to find out about how JT messed stuff up? Sandra's still in. Oh my gosh, Haley was looking like a player. Brad is all out in the open now. Troy Zan still has an idol. Oh my goodness, it's so good. I can't wait to hear what everybody says. Fantastic. Man, I love Survivor. All right, I'm out of breath. I'll talk to y'all next week. Peace. Hey, Survivor fans, Joanna Stacey, Brand from Cleveland again real quick. I'm watching the Cavs game right now. As you know, I'm a big Cavs fan because I'm from Cleveland. And I just watched LeBron just score, doing dunks on back-to-back plays. And I just realized after that episode of Survivor, I don't think I've been that excited watching any form of television since last year when the Cavs won the championship. So Survivor is making me feel close to how it felt for my team to win a professional sports championship in 52 years. And then I felt almost the same way and the same delight while I was watching that episode of Survivor. It was that good. All right, I'll talk to y'all again next week. Peace.
That's a really
awesome.
high bar.
Yes, it is.
Fantastic. We're thrilled you enjoyed it that much. Quite overwhelmed. Yeah, you think about people watching TV and they're sitting on their sofa watching the stereotypical couch potato, but that is not Brandon. He is physical. He's moving. There's lots of action in the room.
We had probably 4 people that had sent in audio before it even aired here.
Yeah, you might be able to tell who it was by listening closely to the listener feedback. Yep. They called right before they had completed processing.
We don't really look or read anything. We just saw that we'd gotten 4 in the email account, and because we don't want to get spoiled. And so we were like, oh, it must be a really exciting episode or it really upset people.
Mm-hmm. So there's something extreme about this episode. So then we were
even more anxious.
Yeah.
It's like, hurry up. Come on.
Good deal. Thanks again, Brandon. Next up, we got an email from Titus from Boston.
Hola, Joanne, Stacey, and all you Survivor fans out there. Titus here, waiting to bring in spring, Boston style. There was an uproar of people who were upset about the outcome, but I actually enjoyed every part of this episode. That was the smartest move for new Mana to do. Here are my theories. It is too early to get rid of Sandra. Getting rid of her now doesn't make as big of an impact as later in the game because of how risky it will be. Aiming to boost one's resume requires more risk when it comes to her. In addition, a group vote out does not get you all the glory that one would deserve by voting out the queen. Disassemble Sandra's army, starting with her strongest. That way her numbers are weakened and she has to go to tribal more often. Malcolm had almost every alpha male making bonds with him. He was the most accessible shield for many players. But enough about Malcolm. I loved when Sierra hushed Debbie to let Ty speak. That was a critical point because Ty might not have disclosed that information if Debbie spooked him in any way. Tribal was alive. I was 100% sure Sandra was not going home when she only had about 10 seconds of screen time combined with no confessionals the whole episode. Has anyone noticed that original mana are dropping like flies?
You betcha.
It was also interesting that the only two people not talking to anyone in the midst of all the chatter were the ones up for elimination. As Sierra and Malcolm were talking about how scared they were, both teams were talking about them. Side note, after looking at videos on the Survivor on CBS YouTube page, I noticed that Michaela barely has any confessionals. Is this a good thing or a bad thing? Good luck to everyone in JSFL, and I'm curious to find out what's in store for Debbie next time on Survivor. All right, thanks, Titus.
Yeah, if you're curious about how Michaela may be doing, how she may be faring in her tribe, take a quick listen to Malcolm's interview. He gives some insight. We asked him about each of the new Nuku members, and he gave us an update on how he thought they were playing and what was going well and bad for some of them. Next up, we got a call from a local boy here.
Hi, Joanne and Stacey. This is House from North Highlands. Yeah, I'm right down the street from you guys. I'm a long-time listener, first-time calling to leave feedback. You know, I was really surprised to see Malcolm go this week. Thought for sure they were going to take the opportunity to take Sandra out, but, you know, they all got together and collaborated, and they made the move. You know, Ty made a big move by using the idol on the right person. Thank you. That's it.
All right. Good job, House.
Oh, yeah. He is right in our neighborhood.
Yeah, just down the road a bit. Next up, we got an email from Nicola in Lexington, Kentucky. Hello, everyone. Well, that was a doozy of an episode. Once again, I felt sure Sandra was going home, and once again, not only was the person voted off blindsided, but so were we. The whole idol placement seems so perfectly timed this season, I'm beginning to be on board with the conspiracy theorists. I mean, Ty had to have gone for a while. We saw no one at his camp wondering where he was, and then he finds the clue in the idol, and it was only a few feet from camp. Where was everyone while he was hunting and digging? So that was something that we were just talking about as we rewatched the episode today.
Rewatched it.
Yeah. Sorry about that. Rewatched. And what I remembered was Tony said that their camp was initially intended to be right where the flag was. If you'll remember the clue where Ty dug was right. The flag was one of the four corners that had been marked off of the that area where he had to draw the X. But they had decided, Tony mentioned in the interview, to move the camp closer to the watering hole, which is usually a generous distance from camp. So that's why you didn't see anyone. It wasn't really at camp. Even though the flag's there, they chose not to build their camp there.
Because he said their camp was only about 50 feet from the water.
Yeah, from the well.
The well, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So that's, because I was curious about that too. And even the note said, are you going to risk it? Are you going to risk being seen? But they had written up the clue and all that without knowing that they didn't set their camp up there at the time.
They didn't know that they weren't going to set camp up where they thought they were.
They had initially intended and sort of marked the spot for them. As much as JT has looked for one, surely he would have found at least the clue on his beach. So how do they decide which tribe gets an idol? In the Malcolm interview, he talks about the idol search they did. It's worth a listen if you hadn't already got there. It's all a little bit too perfect. Oh well, best not to dwell on it really, but I imagine JT will find one next, especially as he's now a marked man. I hate to say it, but Brad really is showing himself to be a real contender with an awesome come from behind in the reward challenge and one of the main orchestrators of the vote out. Here is hoping another swap is around the corner, or Haley and JT are going to be in dire straits. Can't wait to hear everyone else's thoughts. Thanks for all you do, Joanne and Stacey. Cheers. Thank you, Nicola. Next up, we got a call from Ann and John.
This is John. It's John.
Do you like watching Survivor with Mommy?
No, I like watching it with somebody else.
That's good. And did your team win?
Yeah.
Well, that's exciting.
They lost from something. They lost.
They lost the reward challenge, but they won the immunity? Cool.
But they won it at the beginning.
At the beginning, yeah. You got any other thoughts, John?
No.
Okay. You want to say bye?
To
your buddies, your Survivor fan buddies, no?
So bye. Bye. Bye, buddy.
Bye, John.
Bye,
John.
He was not talking.
That's okay. This is Ann from San Diego and John. Forgot that part. I just wanted to leave some quick feedback. My son John got to watch with me this week, and he really enjoyed the challenges. I'm really sad to see Malcolm go. Was not expecting that, and there were some really crazy shenanigans going on at Tribal Council. I prefer it when they do all the stuff out in the open and there's no whispering to other people, because I don't even understand why other people allow the whispering to go on. I would just follow them over there and try to hear what they're saying. The other thing is that I know Sandra's my USB, but she's starting to really annoy me. I was kind of hoping she would have got voted out this time, because her whole gimmick of I'm the queen and everything, I'm just getting kind of tired of it. And I liked her old strategies better, because it was just funny to see her hiding in the bushes and making jokes about people in her confessionals. And, that's just, so far it's not the same Sandra. But it is fun to watch. So hope you guys are doing well. Bye, Survivor fans.
Thanks, Ann. Thanks, John. John was upset we weren't talking back when we said bye.
I'm sorry, John.
Yeah, we missed our cue. Next up, we got an email from Boston Mark.
With apologies to Sarah and Joanne, yay, I got a vote-off point for Malcolm. Here's how I brilliantly figured it out. I thought, who would be the most dramatic vote-off based on the promised game-changing drama, and picked Malcolm. My brilliance in JSFL ends with that one moment, though, and as evidence, I submit my USB choice, which was Tony. The second we saw him run off into the woods like a fool, I knew I was the fool, too. That was one of my favorite tribal councils ever. Terrific how the producers keep adding cool twists to keep the players and the viewers on their toes. My all-time favorite tribal will probably always be Philip Shepard spilling the whole plan at his first tribal. Right up until the first ballot named Malcolm, I thought I had yet again chosen the wrong vote off. Loving the season and appreciate both of you as always. All right, thanks, Mark.
Yeah, we certainly appreciate you. Thanks for getting that feedback in. Next up, we got a call from Becca-Liam-n-Caroline.
Hi, Samantha, Stacy. Hi, Survivor fans. It's me, Liam.
And
I'm going to tell you about Caroline.
And Caroline.
And there was two, and there was one immunity challenge. Hello.
Liam, what did you think of the reward?
Ooh, I liked it. They had coffee, and even they had chocolate chip cookies, and the other team had, what are they called again, Mom?
Iced coffee.
Iced coffee.
Yeah, do you like coffee?
Yeah.
You do?
I like iced coffee, not regular.
Liam was on the edge of his seat during the immunity challenge. Liam was actually doing a maze book when the maze challenge came up, so he's like a little survivor in training. Liam, were you happy with the tribe that won?
Yes!
You are pretty much always happy with the tribes that win, because you somehow always root for the winning tribe, don't you?
Oh, yes, I do!
Even if you have to change who you're rooting for partway through the challenge.
Yes!
What did you think about the tribal council?
Oh, yeah, that was so good.
The twist. What was the twist?
Oh, the twist was the thing where you had to... Oh, and they had on the community challenge, they had to pour themselves with a bucket of water.
Yeah, that was pretty cool, huh?
Yeah, that was kind of funny.
Okay, I'm not sure if Liam knew exactly what was going on at Tribal Council. I'm not sure if I knew exactly what was going on at Tribal Council. I feel so bad for Malcolm. That's not how I wanted it to go. And I hope that wasn't the way JT wanted it to go. I'm not sure what he thought the outcome was going to be. That was all really weird and not really smart. I think he was already in a dangerous place, and now he's just gotten himself into an even bigger hole. And, I don't really care that he's in a bigger hole. At the beginning of the episode, I was cheering for him and hoping that he wouldn't find himself going home, but now, whatever. JT, that was dumb.
You got whatever from Becca. All right, thanks, guys. Next up, we got an email from Thomas in Toronto. Hi, Joanne and Stacy and all fellow Survivor fans, podcast listeners. This season has been insane. I will admit that I'm not the biggest fan of returning players, but this season is pretty good, if not crazy. All I have to say is my USB is still in the game and has yet to receive a vote against them, which seems odd given who they are. I think the queen will remain on top again and win a third time because the others just to make too many big mistakes by making big moves when they need to make the biggest one. Thomas in Toronto out and Sandra for the win. Thanks, Thomas. Next up, we got a call from Drew and the Hooligans.
Okay, baby, what do you say? Test. It's working. Time to do our recording. Hey, Joanna, Stacy. Hey, everyone. This is Drew and... And? Adelaide. Yep, Charlie and Adelaide doing our quick recording. Okay, I know there's a lot to talk about. I know most people are going to talk about the same thing, but before I get to that, all the challenges this season I think have been really fun and elaborate. Like every challenge area is just really well constructed, and I think it's really fun to see. I mean, they all kind of look the same. They're these relays and multi-step things, but they're pretty cool. And I did mean to say that I think that the theme and the sets this year are really interesting and different, so I like that. Anyway, lots of fun things going on. But guys, it happened again. And yet again, I just feel kind of gutted at this point. It's very strange that it happens every time. I would say that Malcolm should come back again, but if he does, I'm sure it would just be the same result. And at the rate he's going, he'd probably be the first out next time. And really, like he himself said, and as happened his first season, there's a good chance he just couldn't make it through those last endurance challenges, so maybe it would just be a heartbreak all over again, even if he did get to the end. I think we just expect Malcolm to be good at everything because he resembles other players who were good at everything, and he just seems like a person who's just good at everything. But anyway, he's still one of my favorites. I'm not sorry I picked him for my USB, and if he came back, I'm pretty sure I would again. But wow, that was a crazy tribal council. I mean, what else is there to say except, I'm sure I'll think of something. Anyway, I'll just jump to my winner of the week, and it's Malcolm for the last time, I guess. He has so much going for him in a game like this. I just always feel like he isn't given his full shot, and it's usually not his fault. Even when they were going to vote, I was like, there's no way. I mean, there's a million different scenarios this tribal council could end in, and none of them ended in Malcolm. It's like they blindsided us, and I don't really like that feeling. I mean, I feel like they do that a lot, and I just think it's kind of a problem. Anyway, loser of the week, Ty. You always know that every time they show someone actually looking for the idol, they're almost surely going to find it, or why would they even show it? And then I just get annoyed because then it just throws everything off, including my vote out point. And then I thought there was a stay of circumstances when he just found the clue. But oh no, it was right there in the camp, and the clue was more like an exact location. Sorry, but it was his move that tilted my boy. But you know what? I'm ready to give it to Jeff too. If it had been just a normal tribal council and Mana went, I'm pretty sure I would have scored that point for Haley going home. But no, he just has to have his precious twist. Oh well, I still have some out there that I like, so we'll see what happens next. Let's see. Oh, a couple of other points. I don't know why we expected anything different from JT after his disastrous XOXO love letter to you-know-who, sight unseen last time. Ugh. And I'm not a big fan of Brad right about now either. Or Sierra, or Sandra. And you know, I think Troy, surprisingly, might be my favorite right now. So next week, anyone but him, and considering he has an idol, that's a pretty safe bet. Anyway, that's about it. Charlie, you have anything to say? No? How about you, babe? Hi, you. Okay. Say bye, Joanna and Stacy.
Bye, Stacy.
Talk to you next time.
Talk to you next time.
Okay. Talk to you guys later. Bye.
Oh, good job.
Hi, guys.
Next up, we got an email from Jay in Wisconsin.
Hi, Joanna and Stacy. Long-time listener. First-time commenter. My name is Jay, and I'm from Merrill, Wisconsin. As a legally blind viewer, I really like your podcast because it helps fill in the stuff I miss. Thank you for explaining what happened at that crazy tribal council. I am noticing that Brad is getting credit and good camera time. Quick question for you. I know you live on the West Coast. Do you watch the West Coast feed? And if so, how do you stay spoiler-free? Thank you for all you do. I look forward to all the mind pictures that you and all the SFP fans paint for me. Aw.
Yeah, thanks for sending that.
Thank you, Jay. That was really, really sweet. And for letting us know that you're out there. That was heartwarming. And to answer
Makes me want to do better.
I know. And to answer your question, we do watch the West Coast feed.
Yep.
And the way we don't get spoilers is we stay off the internet.
Except for Joanne talking about how she was checking the email before this episode aired.
No, on my phone it doesn't show. I can see when
that's
they
on the
come
internet.
in.
Yeah, so for the most part, we avoid social media.
Phone.
So
I don't go
we
into
manage
it.
to we go into a blackout period before the episode
even
airs
if I
here.
did go into the email, I would know not to look at anything. Just get right back because I have forgotten the time before. But it's like, but Facebook have to stay off Facebook because otherwise we get spoiled.
we don't have we have a Twitter account, but we don't have it turned on so that it's constantly blowing up during the episode or anything like that.
And there's been, I had
to turn that off.
I don't always look at my cell phone for days at the time, so most people don't even have my cell number, and if they do, they don't bother.
So I think the answer, Jay, is that we're just old fogies, and we're able to manage.
Yeah.
We don't stay constantly connected.
Yeah, we're not. Most of the time, like I say, I don't even hear anything on my cell phone unless I decide to go and look.
Thank you again for letting us know you're out there and what an important role a podcast can play for someone. Next up, we got a call from Kenny.
Hey, guys. It's Kenny from Dallas. A couple of quick points, I guess, I'd like to mention first. As someone who values the safety of the Survivor contestants and doesn't want to see anybody get hurt, I think they need to eliminate the challenge in which the contestants are blindfolded. I think it's too apt for them to run into something or trip and fall and break something. Although interesting and it shows how much teamwork people have, I think it's too ripe for injuries and needs to be eliminated. Well, I guess they got eliminated the stock footage of the sharks swimming around. I don't think I saw any of these last episode. And thank God we saw none of cobras today or piranhas swimming in the water. Enough of this thing trying to make us feel like these survivors are about to get killed. Well, after JT's blunder on Heroes versus Villains, where he gave Russell the love note, here he goes at it again, telling Brad Culpepper that they're targeting Sierra Dawn. It really begs the question, the JT that won Token Jeans, how did he win it? Or the JT that won it not play again, and the last two times he's been on, there's been a body double or an imposter, because these last two times he's played, he's been terrible. How did he ever win Token Jeans? Who was he with? As for the other Survivor winners still in the show, Sarah is so cocky that she knows she can't be voted out. Her domineering attitude, bossing people around, is not her usual gameplay. Maybe she's just out of her mind, or she knows her shelf life is limited. She can't stay in the game, so she's trying to milk or mug for the camera as much as she can. Having said that, what is she still doing in the game? There have been 4 episodes. Someone should have voted her out by now. Don't they know that the longer they keep Sandra in, the greater chance she has of winning? And if I was Sandra, I would say, take me to the end. Who would vote for a former 2-time winner? Of course, she won the second time, but it was against someone who had won before in Parvati, and with Russell Hantz, who was out of his mind. Well, Brad Culpepper, I think, had a good episode the previous episode. This last episode, I really don't understand his motive for targeting Malcolm. It would seem to me in his interest to keep Malcolm around to have strong guys left as a shield where he could kind of blend in. The last 3 episodes, it's been Tony, then Caleb, and now Malcolm. It seems that he's going to really stick out. He could be someone that could be targeted for as a strong male. Well, it seems in the next episode that Debbie goes berserk, starts yelling at people. I mean, really yelling at people or someone. We don't know what set her off to do this, but maybe it was someone calling her out because he claims to be so bright, have more occupations than actually Philip Shepard did. But maybe someone called her out that she likened Survivor to a dictatorship, which was everyone has one vote. It's a democracy. Maybe someone told her that dictatorships and democracies were not the same thing, and it hurt her self-esteem, and she went berserk. I think this is a great game. I think it's really entertaining. I must say the show has lost some of the juice because it has lost 2 of the most colorful characters in Tony and Malcolm, and I wish they had gotten to play longer. Take care, guys. Bye.
Thanks, Kenny. I think you misunderstood how JT got Culpepper to make that play and convinced him not to go with the meat shield theory, which is Culpepper's. You remember that's how he played the first time, and JT's like, no, see, that didn't get you the win the first time, so here's what we're going to do this time. And I think Culpepper's bought into it.
Why are you making up stories in your head now?
I think all the evidence is there. You just got to see it through the correct, clear lens that I'm helping provide.
Again, that tone in your voice tells.
Next up, we've got an email from Tess in Santa Cruz. Hi, Joanne and Stacy. Love to hear your recaps and reactions from the 2 of you and the other fans. When Survivor first came on 17 years ago, I heard about it and thought, well, that's a stupid idea. Then I was stuck in an airport bar and episode 4 was on, so I watched out of boredom and haven't missed an episode since.
I love that.
Yeah. Unlike some of your regular contributors, I don't remember too many specifics from past seasons, but I'm pretty sure I won't forget this week's reward challenge. Wow, what a prize. coffee, and the runners-up get a whole thermos of iced coffee to share, 5, 6 ways? Really, Survivor? And I swear those cookies look like Pepperidge Farm Milanos. Just surprising how cheap it seemed. That cost savings gets applied in other parts of the show, though. Mm-hmm. They're able to do bigger challenges because of that. That's a small detail from an otherwise amazing episode. I still don't get what happened at Tribal Council. JT, what the heck? I'm looking forward to feedback Saturday and can't wait till next week to see what has Debbie all crazed. Hope Culpepper and Sandra get the boot soon. Keep it up. You guys are awesome. And so are you, Tess. Next up, we got a call.
I will smack you.
What?
You are just so goofy. Okay. Let's do it.
You got it. Next up, we got a call from Krista.
Hey, Joanne and Stacy. Hey, Survivor fans. It's Krista from the East Bay. And oh my God, I am so mad. I just finished watching the episode and, Malcolm? I'm so glad it wasn't Sandra. But the second person that I would have been I didn't want to lose the most, Malcolm. No. This twist was total BS. If they were going to do this twist, they should have had both tribes together after the challenge, so it would be like a mini merge where they could all strategize together. Tribal council was exciting, but this was total BS. This is the worst outcome, the second worst outcome that could happen from this twist. I am so mad. Malcolm definitely is going to have a fourth time, I think. But, I'm so mad. Okay, hopefully I'll have more for you later. But right now, I just finished the episode, and there is nothing I can say except right now is I am so angry. Why? I'm glad it's not Sandra. But, this is the almost worst.
Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Next up, we got an email from SaharaBlue from Missouri.
Hello, Joanna Stacy. That was the best tribal council. I was on the edge of my seat.
I love the contrast.
I love the game of Survivor, but this game also reminds me how far our society needs to go to achieve true equality for all. I cringed when Brad called Haley Blue Eyes. Brad hasn't changed. He is just getting a good edit. I am sure Brad has more cringeworthy moments on the cutting room floor. That's probably true.
Mm-hmm.
I also shook my head and dropped my jaw when JT declared Sandra, a 40-year-old woman, was sassy. Another code word that carries a specific meaning when describing the behavior of a woman. Now that's interesting because I would describe Sandra as sassy, and to me it's a compliment to her because
it's okay.
I think I'm kind of sassy sometimes.
But you're a woman and you can say it, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't understand that dynamic either. I think I kind of get what she's referring to, but
It's different. Certainly made me stop and think. But
yeah, me too. When I saw it, when it came in, I was like, I bet I've used sassy before because...
Yeah, it's well, did I offend somebody?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so that's interesting.
That one.
Yeah, me too. And anyway,
let's keep going.
Thanks for sharing that.
Mm-hmm.
Farewell to Malcolm, one of my favorite Survivor players. I cheered for him every week because his passion for the game of Survivor. Hey, wake up, original Mana tribe, and send some original Nuku players home. Mana is down to 6 players. Oh my. It is possible that the original Mana tribe will make up the entire pre-jury.
Wow.
Well, maybe JT will be there with them when the sassy Sandra sends him to Ponderosa. Thank you for your weekly podcast. I am enjoying my first season of playing along in the JSFL. I can't wait until next Wednesday to see the Debbie fireworks. All right. Thank you, SaharaBlue. We appreciate your feedback.
Yes, we do. Next up, we got a call from Rashmi.
And all my Survivor friends. First of all, thank you, Nina, for the tip-off, and I got a vote-out point. Thanks again. The 2 best parts of this episode was, number 1, Ty finding an idol. It was absolutely brilliant, and I just was so chuffed to see him go find the clue, and then he went and he was digging in the sand and he found the idol. My only thought is why he didn't keep it for himself, because if he had kept it a secret, it wouldn't have affected him since Sierra was going. And if she went, so what? He would have had an advantage in the game, but I suppose that's not in the nature of Tide to do that. The second bit that I found really interesting was the challenge with the two people. Only thing is, I wonder why they didn't have a girl do the balancing bit, because I think the girls would have been better at balancing. That's just a thought. And the maze bit was so good. I thought that Jeff Warner would have won that, but Andrea was brilliant. The other part is a bit funny. I really liked the underwater shots with Ozzy finding the stingray and all that. Did anybody else notice? But a lot of fish seem to have attached themselves to his nether regions. And that's it. I had a great time. I got a vote out point, and I think JT is the next one going home for his betrayal. What is with JT? I wonder whether his win and the brilliance that he showed in token chains was because of that and not his own strategy, because his own strategies haven't ever worked. First he wrote a letter to Russell, and now he betrayed his Brad Culpepper. We'll see him go next fortnight, hopefully next week. Okay, on that note, bye for now.
Thanks, Rashmi. Yeah, Ozzy's got those fish on the stringer. Oh, you didn't?
No, but I think somebody else mentioned it.
Yeah.
But I didn't really notice it. I was just watching.
He's got a stringer, and so when he's diving down, they float up.
Oh.
And so it looks like one of them's just like nipping at his bum as he's swimming down, and then when he swims back up, they're like floating between his legs as he's rising back up. So, yeah. Yep, we saw that, Rashmi. And just you wait and see. JT's going to surprise you. He's working at a level well above where he previously played. Next up, we got an email from Seth in Austin, Texas. Hi, Joanna, Stacy, and all Survivor friends. Here's my thoughts on this week's amazing Survivor episode. First of all, I've never been a Malcolm fan. I'm sure he's a nice guy, but as arrogant as he sounded pregame, I'm not sad to see him go. Last week I mentioned Ty being Brad's GOAT, and boy did it really show this week. For whatever reason, Ty feels obligated to use idols to protect others. I'll never know. It really shows his lack of gameplay for a winning strategy, but that's just my opinion. I know he was trying to keep his tribe intact, but a tribe doesn't win Survivor, and I don't think you should ever play an idol for someone else. Brad immediately used Ty's idol to his advantage in pushing Ty to use it as he saw fit. While we all know Ty is wishy-washy and can turn on Brad at any point, for now it looks like Brad has his solid group going forward. I know Haley has her reservations about Brad, but I really feel that the Malcolm vote was Brad's way of extending an olive branch to Haley to join their alliance going forward. Haley wanted a physical threat out, and Brad is going to need Haley at the merge to keep up numbers. Brad brings his group closer together while getting rid of another alpha male. Could Brad's plan be to get rid of challenge threats up to right after the merge and trust his athletic ability to carry himself the rest of the way in individual immunity challenges? For Brad, it's a winning plan. It would be hard to argue against that at the final tribal council if he made it. For JT, what a blunder. Trying to appease everyone is never going to get you anywhere in a returnee season. I see what he was doing and trying not to get any blood on his hands, but a bloody hand is what you need if you're going to convince everyone on the jury that you played better than other Survivor veterans. You should have swung for the fences and openly stated he was going to vote against Sandra. If it works, he and Malcolm can easily bring in Michaela with a stronger tribe vibe and move forward. If not, he is in no worse shape than he is now. He won't survive this mistake going to another tribal without an idol. Looking forward to seeing next week's episode, especially the first few minutes where hopefully we will see the fallout from a tribal council gone wrong. Have a great week, everyone. Thanks, Seth. Yep, it's going to be quite the beginning to the next episode, to be sure. Let's keep it in Texas. We got a call from Samantha.
This is Samantha, a.k.a. Survivor Rocks from Texas. The challenges are still great. Ozzy still rocks, and Sandra is still a villain. Now, in this household, it's 1 vote for Sandra and 1 vote against Sandra. I wouldn't have shared the idol information, even though it meant Sierra going home and they'd have been down a number. You never know what twist is going to come or what's coming next in the game of Survivor, when you might need that yourself. So it's really too early, and Sarah is just not worth saving. I would have kept that idol information for myself, Ty, and kept the idol for myself. Sandra is cocky and too comfortable, and that could mean trouble. The queen lives and survives another round, and JT is keeping this season interesting and on its toes and entertaining, but now has painted an even bigger target on his back. Stupid move, but entertaining nonetheless. All guns will be pointed at JT, and Haley will still be on the chopping block. Now, I'd like to see the women all get together and vote out Brad, because I still don't like him. This has been a fun season so far. Wow, what a shocking tribal council. I wanted Haley to go. So sorry, Malcolm. He's a fave of mine, and it was very gut-wrenching, and it was a disappointment that he's gone, but what a way to go. A memorable tribal council for sure. It will not be forgotten. Malcolm will not be forgotten. I would like to see you play again a 4th time, Malcolm. And next time on Survivor, Debbie flips out.
Seth and Samantha are both highlighting Ty's use of the idol and some other folks earlier too, and it made me flash back to Ty saying, well, I'm playing with my head this time, not my heart, but really he's still firmly playing from his heart, right? Because Ty's a nurturer. It's in his nature that he's a gardener. He's taking care of the chickens. He's taking care of his tribe mates, giving them idols so that they get to play
Even
longer
though he
in the
acted
game.
like he didn't really want to take care of them, that was just his job, and he had to do it.
Yes, yeah. Well, it's in his nature. That's what he's
That's
a caregiver.
Right. I agree.
Yeah. So deep down, he just can't overcome that much of taking care of someone else, I guess. Thanks, Samantha. Next up, we got a call from Joel.
Hey, Joanne and Stacy, it's Joel from Tampa. And Joanne, you would love living in Tampa right now because almost every day the local CBS station has 30-second commercials saying, "Catch Brad on Survivor," as they show heroic pictures of Brad doing various things on Survivor. So I think of you and how you'd be talking back to the television. But I just wonder if any other markets do that, focus on the hometown quote-unquote hero. I've never seen it before. And then also I was able to catch a off-camera moment with Andrea and Ozzy, and I thought this was very, very interesting.
So what I believe you were trying to say is thank you.
Thank you?
You're welcome.
What? No. I didn't. I wasn't. Why would I ever say
Okay. I see what's happening, yeah. You're face to face with greatness and it's strange. You don't even know how you feel. It's adorable. Well, it's nice to see that humans never change.
Oh, and Joanne and Stacy, you're welcome.
Thanks, Joel. I like that. That's a clip from one of the songs in Moana.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so that's Maui singing and talking. So, it's like Ozzy's the great god Maui there as far as Andrea's concerned. I like that a lot. Good job. Thanks, Joel. Next up, we got an email from Brandon in Brooklyn.
Oh, that's me. Ding dong, who is it? A huge blindside. Ugh. I can't believe Malcolm got voted out so early. I picked him as my USB and now he's gone. This twist was a real game changer. It is crazy that you can be voted out by another tribe for just being a threat. I guess Brad, Sierra, Ty, and Debbie are the fantastic 4 we have in the game. They are unified and ready to play.
There you go.
I can't believe JT told New Mana the plan to vote out Sierra. I understand that if he got Sandra out, then he would be in a better position on Nuku. But he should have told Nuku that he told Brad and that they were going to vote for Sierra. There is something wrong with JT.
The child ain't right.
Why did Nuku not have a backup plan in case Numana had an idol? I understand they felt Sierra doesn't look for idols, but Ty does look for idols, and he will play it on his allies. I think they should have a backup plan of voting out someone else like Debbie. I know that Ty wouldn't waste his idol on Debbie. I did love the scrambling at Tribal Council. I also loved when JT and Haley got up and went to the original tribes and huddled for a strategy session. session. I feel that type of scrambling at Tribal Council is the new game changer. I don't know why more survivors didn't do it before. I don't care what Jeff says. If my game is on the line and I need to talk to someone that's across from me at Tribal, I'm running to talk to that person. I also liked how Haley stopped Jeff from starting the vote. I know I was down on Brad and Sierra, but I have to give them credit. I'm probably going to pick Sierra as my new USB if she lasts long enough. I just feel that she is gaining momentum, and she has had the advantage that no one knows about.
Yep, the
I had
legacy
forgotten
advantage.
that. Yeah. The one critique that I have for Brad is the way he talks to Haley. Are you really going to call someone blue eyes and expect loyalty? Brad, please don't forget the lessons Monica taught you. I can't wait for next week. All right, thanks, Brandon. I'm more and more excited this season, too. I can't hardly wait for them to get here.
Yeah, they've been on quite the run the last year or two here, right? Next up, we got a call from Jaywaffles.
Hello, Joanne and Stacy and all the Survivor fans at home. This is Jaywaffles from Canada with some thoughts from this week's episode. Not too much to say this week. I thought Ty really squandered the idol there. I thought he maybe should have kept it for himself for a little bit longer. I'm not sure if playing it for Sierra would have kept him in the game longer, but I guess time will tell on that. And I'm sad to see Malcolm go. I think he's always been one of my favorites, and seeing him go the way that he did, it made for good TV, but made me a little bit sad anyway. That's it for me. Have a great week, everyone.
It's like a summary of the whole feedback show right there. I'm sad Malcolm's gone. Well, with a couple of exceptions. Josh the Plush Moose writes, Dear Joanne and Stacy, it was quite the week for Survivor. First, we witnessed what Malcolm described as the most ridiculous tribal council ever. The next day, Survivor was renewed for 2 more seasons. Woohoo! This week's observations. Ty said that this time he's playing with his head. Does that mean he'll detach it from his neck and throw it like a ball in challenges? What else would he use it for? Debbie's strategy, nuke them until they glow. Did Culpepper play in the NFL or in MLB? Good grief, what a pitching arm he has. When Ozzy was spearfishing, did anyone else see the small fish that looked like it was following him around trying to nibble on his butt? Coffee and chocolate chip cookies for a reward? Yum. That's my favorite food combo. I'm glad Manic Tony wasn't around for the coffee reward. I'd hate to see him caffeinated. In the blindfold challenge, there was a moment when it looked like Ty and Debbie thought they were on Dancing with the Stars instead of Survivor. And speaking of dancing, what was that funky two-step that Michaela was doing after she and JT retrieved their ball from the tower? Yeah, it was funny. She had JT in front of her, but she was taking these tippy-tappy steps like she didn't want to run into something, huh?
Well, yeah, she didn't. She let him take the hit. She's just going to hunch down and get behind him.
Yeah, but she's taking those little baby steps when she had a blocker in front of her.
I know.
I'm not sure why, but Jeff really likes to pick on Varner in challenges. That's because Varner doesn't do well in challenges. This week's shocking twist was essentially a merge boot on day 11, but without the opportunity for the target to talk to the other tribe first. Haley felt the need to tell Brad that 6 is bigger than 5. She must have watched his previous season and knew that he was math challenged. I hate to say it, but props to Ty for his idol skills. Not only did he find it, but a bonus clip shows that he did play with his head in a way that should help his game. Haley at Tribal argues like a child, tattles. It's a good thing the others on Mana didn't tell her about the hidden idol. That was a Tribal for the ages, from the whispering campaign to the frantic huddles that kept me on the edge of my seat. Nuku's performance at Tribal was a perfect storm of bad gameplay. Sandra, JT, and Malcolm all did or said things that resulted in Malcolm being targeted and Ty correctly playing his idol for Sierra. Please send Sandra home. Her loud arrogance and cockroach survival skills are deadly for her allies and wearing on the audience at home. Anyway, that's all I have for now. Thanks, Joanne and Stacy, for all you do. I can't wait to hear what the other fans have to say. Thank you, Josh. Next up, we got a call from Jeremiah.
Hello, Joanne and Stacy. Hello, Survivor fans. This is Jeremiah Panhurst here, coming from Southern California. And as you can imagine, I was pretty devastated to see my 24-point USB Malcolm go out the door. I'm sure a lot of everybody else did as well. In fact, Michael Scott pretty much sums up my reaction that night when I saw what happened.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
Yep, that pretty much sums it up. I was pretty upset, as you can imagine. And Stacey, it's so nice of you not to rub in the fact that a lot of us in the challengee or the challengees had Malcolm for their USB. So, obviously, probably not going to win the challenge now, but as long as I finish above you, that's really all that matters. But it was a really exciting episode. I don't know what to think about this twist. I feel like, maybe for returning season, it's okay, right? I just don't know if I want to see it all the time. And man, that tribal council got crazy out of hand. I can't believe Jeff let them run around so much. But wow, we definitely have JT to blame for this. What is up with JT? Is he a one-time trick pony? I mean, he's played poorly now twice since coming back after what we thought was kind of a brilliant game. My feeling is, I think this just shows how important it was to have someone as intelligent as Stephen Fishback beside him to help him guide him in the areas where he probably needed some good guidance. So I just kind of wonder. It's very disappointing because, he's swinging for the fences too big. I mean, obviously he wanted to get Sandra out. I get that. But wow, by giving all the information and trusting Brad. And how about Brad Culpepper really stabbing him in the back? Brad Culpepper has been a huge surprise to me this season. Probably the biggest of them all. I poo-pooed all over him just like you did, Joanne. And you know what? He's got game this time around. Oh, man, I'm really surprised. So we'll see how it goes. He's obviously in a very good position in his tribe. Ironically, Ozzy is in a very good position in his tribe as well. But, this is going to really hurt this tribe, though, now losing Malcolm. And I can't, it's hard to say. In fact, right now, that's who I'm leaning towards probably going back to tribal council. And I think JT is going to be the second winner to go home, leaving only Sandra left. So, wow. Okay, so that's my predictions for next week. This was a great episode, though. I mean, even though I hated seeing him go, it did make for great television. So they did finish that off properly. I mean, the twist did help for that. So it's been a great season, though. I can't wait to hear what everybody else has to say, obviously. And that's pretty much it for me. I just wanted to put my 2 cents in there. And you guys take care, and I can't wait to hear what everybody else has to say. And again, this is Jeremiah coming from Southern California.
Oh, great job. Great to hear from you.
The thing is, Jeremiah, is being fans, we have to admit that he's playing well. And even no matter how it feels, we have to.
There's
just fair.
A great article. It's just a write-up going back and looking at his play in the first season, and I'll include a link to it. I think it's I'm probably going to get this wrong, but I think it's Funny 115. It's got his great Survivor write-ups. Now, I don't agree with everything that he says, but he goes back and looks at Brad's game and tries to cast everything in what he hopes is a more realistic light. Gives you another lens to look at Culpepper's original game through. I just remember Culpepper is doing certain things that alienated people that this guy left out. But it's an interesting look at the first time through when Culpepper played and how he ends up being more of a victim than a villain.
Why would I want to look at that again?
Well, it may help you see that his game this time isn't altogether different from last time. You're not open to considering it.
Open.
Closed. Okay.
Door closed.
All right. Sometimes it's helpful. Then someone can go back and show you, hey, look, this is what was actually going on.
Not interested in being enlightened.
And you basically, he makes a pretty good argument for how Candace poisoned the well against Culpepper. It's interesting.
And boy, now we get to hear what Paul has to say.
All right, let's check in with Paul. Just changing the subject to move along.
Hey, Paul, Louisiana here, and wow, I never once considered Malcolm leaving this week. Although my USB is Michaela, I really wanted Malcolm to win this time around. I thought he was on a good path, but those surprise twists always screw up someone's game big time. Maybe his 4th time will be the charm, because I'm pretty sure he'll be back again. So, Sandra's reign continues. I was so sure she was going because of that idol. Like Stacy, I thought I might actually get a vote-off point this week. I can't believe that fish got away from them. Too much uncontrolled talking is to blame for that, which all started when JT walked over to talk to Brad. Things escalated pretty quickly from that point on, and to be honest, I thought it was interesting to watch that all go down, but in the end, I wish there were more control. I just don't want this to become the norm from here on out. It was overwhelming, to say the least, and I kept waiting for Jeff to call out order in the court. So I think I'm going to place the blame on JT for Malcolm's early exit. Let's just call it friendly fire. So with no hesitation at all, I will say that I don't understand the appeal of Sierra, and I doubt that I ever will. Now that she's essentially traded places in the game with Malcolm, I see even less appeal, if that's even possible. Although, that is most likely my biased opinion coming through. To me, Malcolm had more to offer than Sierra. And Haley, well, she and Sierra are interchangeable to me, but Haley goes one step further and just rubs me the wrong way. If she finds out why she was invited back, I hope she clues me in. And once again, Ty has to be told what to do. I find him to be acceptable as a character early on in the game, but his cluelessness is why I don't care for him as a player. There's no strategy with Ty. His entire gameplay is based on looking for idols, but once he has one, he's lost. Of course, Brad was there to tell him what to do, but I truly believe that Ty should have kept that idol to himself. In the past few seasons, we've been seeing idols come into the game so frequently that players aren't afraid of wasting them on a possibly bad move because they know another one is close at hand. Idols lose their luster when they appear so frequently. I hope they don't replace this one until at least the third idol is found. I'd like to see Ty regret sharing his so quickly, not because I dislike him, but, well, just because idols are too replaceable anymore. Let's really change this game up and end that. And speaking of idol hunting, do you know why I wouldn't make a good Survivor player? Well, besides all those reasons you just named. It's because I wouldn't be poking around shoulder deep into old decaying hollowed out trees. It gives me the willies every time someone reaches up into the unknown looking for idols. Ugh. Okay, so next to go, well, the previews really want us to think that Debbie's on the outs, but let's face it, JT has some really serious problems here. It will take another game-changer twist to save him. If you don't care for Sandra this season, I think you should start getting used to her because I don't see her leaving anytime soon. And I guess that's it for me. Everyone take care now. Bye.
Thanks, Paul.
Well, that was a good listener feedback show. I enjoyed it all.
Definitely gives you a lot to think about. Now you'll be able to see JT's moves in a completely different light and appreciate what's going to come next when he takes down Sandra.
I still don't know where you're going.
I just realized how masterful all this was in this bigger plan. Now I can't fully realize, I can't fully see what JT's up to, but you have to acknowledge greatness when it's in front of you like that.
You're even starting to annoy me. And I love you.
Well, to Paul's point about that other idol, I think they will rehide one in Mana right away because you got the Mana one before the Tavua one was played, and the Nuku one should be there.
You know what I think?
JT's going to find the clue, it's going to save him, and he's going to take out Sandra. The idol's going to be hidden
predict
at Tribal Council
happen this season.
You can... All of us can predict. It's just how accurate are you. Prediction itself is a really trivial exercise. Correct prediction, that's hard work. I don't know what that motion means.
I'll tell you later.
Okay, all right. Well, what else did you learn? Or did you commiserate more? How are you feeling about this episode as we leave it behind us and look forward to the next?
I still have lingering sadness for Malcolm.
Yep, I think a lot of people are sad for Malcolm.
And I'm actually surprised.
Just because you can see how much he
so long over, but
enjoyed the game, right? And does
he
enjoy
loves
it.
The game. His family loves the game. We know this. And I thought, look how shocked I was. The people on the listener feedback, many fans were so shocked. Imagine how
he's
Malcolm
a fan
felt.
favorite. Yeah, well, we can't
I
come
know,
close to understanding what it
that's
is
like,
that he felt.
That's why I felt so bad. I felt so bad for him.
Mm-hmm.
And
so we got to go through a little grieving. I bet you we'll get through it.
And I couldn't even give him a hug.
We'll get through it by Wednesday. What do you think?
Well, we have a choice? I think we don't have a choice, so yes, we'll move on.
Yeah, I think the overwhelming desire to see the next episode here is going to help with the grieving.
Malcolm has said that he absolutely wants to play again now, that he wasn't, he had to stop and think about whether he wanted to play this time, which surprised me. I thought it would be just a quick yes for him, but he said no. But now he's like, well, yeah, this It just can't end this way.
Which is what he said at the end of the previous ones, too. So that's what got him to turn immediately around and go back out there, even though that does not end well.
Not always. We'll see. Michaela and Zeke are still there.
That's true. I'm not seeing Michaela's chances. Just the future seems really dim for her because of her social game being. The reports we're getting is that it's awful. Sorry, Paul. Verdict's still out on Zeke. He's flying high right now. He's had it pretty easy in that regard. So he hasn't really been tested yet, I guess, is what I'm thinking. But he's got the same deep appreciation for the game that Malcolm does, for sure.
I really enjoyed seeing the extra clip of Sari talking about she didn't want to participate in that, but because
You're talking about the immunity challenge, the community challenge.
Yeah. That because she had participated and she was the caller in another of her seasons, that Ozzy just immediately said, "Oh yeah, Sari. I got faith in Sari.
Ultimate faith in her ability to do that."
And she was like, Ozzy. She didn't want to put herself out there for that. And yet I thought so too. I thought, oh my goodness, will she be able to be heard over the guys? And I couldn't hear Brad, but I could hear Sari really well.
Her voice seemed to cut through.
It did. And I thought, I think Ozzy was right, because her voice really did cut through.
There you go. Trust Ozzy. Ozzy's not playing any different game than we can see than he's ever played before, but that game gets him to the end. We'll see what he's able to do with it hopefully he's building bridges and making connections with people along the way.
Well, he is playing very different from what we've seen in the past, because
he's not isolating as much, but
let me finish my thought.
Oh, sorry.
He has not got a girlfriend yet.
Okay.
I mean, when has Ozzy not had someone on the showmance?
Did he have one in Cook Islands early on, maybe?
I don't remember. But
yeah, I don't think so. I think your theory's a little bent there.
Well, I don't care. He's always enjoyed the women, and I haven't seen him do
it. He didn't.
He's acting older this time and more mature.
Yeah, as long as all the fishing isn't isolating him to the degree it has in the past, and there was an extra video where he's talking about how much he's enjoying all that, and it's meditation for him. But what it does is it also keeps him away from his tribe for hours. Like, he may be out for 2 hours at a time fishing in the morning and in the evenings. So that's time he's not maintaining those connections with his tribe. Hopefully he's doing a better job with that and not spending too much time, even though it's really personally rewarding for him.
Yeah, and obviously I think he's right. As long as he's feeding them that well and doing as well as he is in challenges.
Look who's he's there with. Yeah, these people are way more cutthroat. They're like, fine, I'll starve. I can't have someone as good as him getting to the end. That's the flip side to that. Being the provider is old school Survivor. It's not enough.
I know, but it's different because nobody thinks Ozzy can beat them strategically. Who? Andrea doesn't think it. Sari doesn't. I don't believe Sarah or any of the guys. They don't think Ozzy could beat them in the end. So, yay, that changes everything about the whole challenge beast and the provider thing. He might can win his way to the end, but they still think they can beat him.
Well, what if they're right?
Well, okay.
Then he's played the same game and he got the same result.
Yeah, but for them, why wouldn't they keep him around? Because they think they can beat him in the end.
You're saying he's not a threat.
Because of his social game. Okay. Yeah, because they all really see it. Well, I don't know about Troy's end, but the other people really see the whole social game thing as being the most important. And so I just don't think they're threatened by him at all.
Maybe. We haven't gotten a lot of insight into that. What we've gotten is, wow, Ozzy is being Ozzy. He's impressive. Amazing.
Yeah, that's what Zeke said. Well,
yeah,
Ozzy
and
being
Andrea
Ozzy.
Too. Right?
Yeah, exactly. So, anyway, I'm still enjoying it.
You want to make a prediction? Who's going next?
With 3 tribes, that makes that so much more.
Yeah, but they narrowed it down for you.
No, they didn't.
Sure. You got JT's in trouble on Nuku, and Debbie's off the rails and Mana. Pick one. They've got it down to 2 for you. It's just that easy. I didn't say you had to make
Troy's in.
He's not going anywhere. He's got an idol.
I know. I just said
you
that
picked
because
you picked the one person that's absolutely not going to go.
Unless he didn't play the idol.
Yeah, he'd have to not play it.
Would.
Yeah. He's not Ty. He's going to play the idol for Troy's Ann.
Yeah, I really don't have a clue. I don't think Haley is safe, but if Debbie's really going that nuts and scaring people, then she could go. I would get rid of anyone that was causing that much disturbance, because Ty was in a confessional about being so scared of her, actually. Though I don't think it would take much to scare Ty. He's probably has more of a calm world. He's not used to people screaming. And
well, I don't know. Living in San Francisco, I'm sure he gets to
but he gets
to come across people screaming.
But not like Debbie. That was intense, in your face kind of screaming.
Right.
And so that's just a little bit scary, because
they could certainly.
She gets up in your face too close.
Seems like they could afford to lose Debbie, but the Brad, Debbie, Sierra, Ty connection. Sorry, the Brad, Debbie, I got that right.
It was.
They're tight, yeah. I thought for a second I had it wrong. They're really tight, and Haley continues to be although she's a cobra, she's quite the wild card on that tribe still, I think.
Yeah. I still think they'd get rid of her, just as more of an unknown.
Well, she may make it easy for them, for sure.
Yeah, and
Culpepper's going to look like he's not going to look like a villain. He's going to end up looking like a victim, I think, by the time this is over with. So what do you think, Debbie or JT?
Debbie or JT? Oh, you're talking about the different tribe.
Predicting.
Well, I'm not certain JT would go, but I would take him out. But I could see a point for them easily going after Sandra, too.
So that's your prediction.
No, I hope she...
Joanne thinks Sandra's going next, even though she's her USB.
Don't mess up
Be
my
careful.
look.
Don't max out the mic.
No, I do not think that. So
I'm with you. I think Sandra's going next. I think JT is finally going to pull the trigger on that one now that he's taken Malcolm out. So that's what we have to look forward to. He's going to be able to make a pretty strong case.
Ooh, who would go if Troyzan had to play his idol? Who would he choose to get rid of? Would he get rid of Ozzy? That would be one way Ozzy could go out.
Ozzy or Cherie?
They would think they needed him more.
But since the women were the villains in Troyzan's season, I think he's going to swing the verdict towards Cherie, so Cherie goes. He'll play it and take Cherie out.
Really? I thought he would go after Andrea before Cherie.
No, I don't think anybody sees Andrea as being a threat on the same level as Cherie.
Okay, well, we'll see. I really don't know.
I'm not convinced Cherie's completely recovered her game either. She's had a really rough start. So.
Well, those are the people I think are at higher risk. Haley, JT, Sandra, and I don't know who on Tavua.
Well, you almost had a solid prediction there. Hey, we want to thank everybody who took the time to send in their thoughts, share their predictions, insights, their perspectives on life, and their grief this week. You gave us lots to ponder, some amusing moments to enjoy. Thank you very much. We also want to thank Emily and Scott for your donations. Thanks so much for that. We greatly appreciate your support and put that towards our operational costs. Don't forget to make your JSFL picks before the deadline on Wednesday.
Thank you for reading my part.
You got it right there.
Okay. Well, again, I'm anxious to see what happens in the next episode. And if we don't have anything else, which we don't have anything else, we just wish everybody a happy weekend.
Have a good one.